Hello and welcome back to another TCG Live pack opening. Today we're cracking open 8 Scarlet and Violet Obsidian Flames packs. Togepi sitting next to the field of Tulips. The wonderfully done time pole riding the waves. I love how you can see the lines in the water, and some parts are opaque and some parts are translucent. Such a fine little touch for a card. Houndour standing on the rocks at sunset. The sleeping tadpole floating above the pond. Dartrix coming in for a landing in the forest. Flamigo jumping into the air on the bay beach. Altaria casually swimming their way around the pond in the forest. A Baltoy floating above, I would say somebody's house, because that looks like a, what are they called? The wind chickens, but it's a rowlet. Weather vanes, yeah, that's what they're called. But that's our first reverse. Second would be the Diglett right outside of the resort, it would seem. The desert resort. Maybe that's from Gen 5. I don't know, I really couldn't say for sure. And our rare of the pack is Scizor. Is he just slicing his way through like a tree or something? Or maybe a rock? Only thing I can say for sure is this man's going at high speeds. Snubble sitting on the very uncomfortable couch. The Capsicid chasing each other around at sunset. Gloom standing in front of a pink painted rock wall for some reason. Aldean Wooper sitting on the hollowed out log in the marsh. Amoonguss coming into the forest with fungus all around. Linoon running through the streets of the city. Pupitar. Oh gosh, that is from Gen 9. Oh gosh, it's one of the, I can picture it in my head, but I don't know nearly enough about Gen 9 to locate said location. But Pupitar right near the waterfall. For our first reverse, I believe. Second would be Charmeleon in the snow-covered city. Okay, I was wrong. Pupitar was not a reverse. But Sinistee is our second reverse. A very nicely done model version, as they sit amongst all the different cups of tea. And our rare of the pack, a very nice Darkrai in the forest, unleashing a Dark Slash. My boy, the surprised Lechonk in the forest. Squovit happily digging into their massive pile of berries. Froakie sitting in the rain on a lily pad. Charcadet in the mountains with fire circling around them. Sharpedo coming back down into the water to dive deep. Dragonair floating above the water at sunset. A very nice Espeon in the garden. Pidgey perched on the rock in the forest for our first reverse. Second would be a Litwick right in front of, or no, they're inside the mansion, as Will-O-Wisp float all around them. And our rare of the pack is once again the Darkrai using the Dark Slash in the forest. Capsicid launching themselves from the tree. Bisharp on the job site. Sinistee making their way down the street. Charmander spinning around and sending embers everywhere. Altaria casually swimming through the pond. Patrol Cat Trainer. Team Star Grunt Trainer. Toxicity inside of the cave, of course. Houndour on the rocks at sunset for our first reverse, I believe. Nope, second. Togekiss flying through the night sky with sparkly bits all around. I would say they were stars, but the moon is so far away they can't be. Alrighty, I say we're about halfway there. The confused Dolive walking through the meadow. Poniard running through the field, slicing up the grass. Dratini at the bottom of the lake looking up to the surface. The wonderfully done Darumaka running through the open field. Oinkalone standing in the breezy meadow. Umbreon on the tree branch over the lake. Probopass manipulating all the metal around them. Charmeleon in the snowy city. Capsicid launching off the cliff. for our second reverse. Apparently I missed the first two. And our rare of the pack is once again the Dark Slashing Darkrai. Bonsly out in the bamboo forest, just in front of the Pokemon Center. Electric in the water just outside of the cave. Larvitar sitting in their hole munching down on a rock. Shuckle observing himself in the water below. Letter of Encouragement Trainer. Dragonair at sunset. Midnight Lycum Rock under the full moon. Tessarina landing down in the forest for one of our reverses first, maybe? Yep. Smoliv sleeping amongst all the blooming flowers, and our rare of the pack. Entei bounding through the mountains as a volcano erupts. Couple of packs to go. The wonderfully done Lechonk, which is of course done by Tomokazu, as they walk across the very multicolored path. Eevee walking through the garden with their trainer. Capsicid launching from the cliff. Inkay floating around the marsh. A Wugtrio on the sea bottom. Sharpedo diving back into the water. Camera up running as they unleash an eruption. For the first reverse, the Bronzor caught out in the snow. I love the art for this one. Darmanitan coming in with a fierce fire punch as he leaps off the cliff for our second. And our rare is a Palafin Hero, jet punching at the camera. Alrighty, it's come that time once again to find out his last pack, best pack, or not. If you want more details on the rules, there's a video linked below. We have a decent shot at it. We haven't really seen anything super fancy today, I don't think. No, we just saw a bunch of Darkrai's, really. But we'll see how it goes. The happy Meltan jumping around in front of the rocks. Dratini on the bottom of the lake. Rockruff trying to retrieve their Pokeball from under the footstool. Lampent floating around the library. A very nicely done Volcarona high in the mountains. A Poppy Trainer. Flamigo on the Bay Beach. Camera up unleashing an eruption for our first reverse. Second would be the Glimmet caught in the spotlight. And our rare of the pack. Once again, just a jet punching Palafin Hero. Which is unfortunately going to be another no for last pack, best pack. We had a really good shot at it today, but hey, the last pack just didn't want to come through. Well, that's going to be about it on me. Though, if you want to hear me yap about some more cards, there are daily uploads around here, some days more, so there's plenty of other openings already on the channel. Alrighty, as always I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you next time for another TCG Live pack opening.